ASUS ROG THOR 1200 watts power supply review. We review the all-new ASUS ROG THOR power supply from ASUS. We'll peek at the new 1200 watt platinum certified model. ASUS aims to release a powerful, efficient and very aesthetically pleasing unit, for the biggest PC aficionados. Let's face it, whenever ASUS stamps a product with a ROG logo, things are a little more enthusiastic than need to be. The THOR is such an example. While most people will never even see the PSU in their chassis, ASUS embedded RGB lighting, or sync compatible, as well as a little OLED display that will show your actual measured power consumption, wall side. The looks are just downright terrific. It's not just that though, Seasonic, actually a massively modified Prime, is the OEM behind this PSU, and we all know they make marvelous power supplies. With a bill of materials supplied to them and increased heat sinks for cooling, ASUS wanted to bring a PSU series to the market that sets itself aside from others. And with a 1200 watt unit, they certainly do. The question remains though, who really needs a 1200 watt power supply these days? Yep, that's likely far less than 0.01%. Luckily, ASUS is also releasing a far better suited 850 watt model, which also is more affordable, as the 1200 watts model will cost you a steep $349, whereas the 850 watts model can be spotted for $249. ROG heatsinks and dust resistant, IP5X certified wing blade fan offer extended component lifespan and 0 decibels operation. Certified 80+ platinum power delivery, with high-end Japanese capacitors and premium components. Featuring integrated OLED power display for real-time power consumption monitoring. Addressable RGB LEDs for advanced customization and lighting control with OR-Sync compatible ASUS ROG motherboards. We reviewed that 1200 watt model though. The series is an 80+ platinum efficiency power supply designed to support overclocking processors and multiple graphics cards at once. Bronze and silver are the more affordable units, but truthfully gold or platinum and titanium is what you want. That upper stack in hardware is more expensive though. ASUS supplied their IP5X certified 14mm wing blade fan and OR-Sync. The age of dull beige painted PCs is gone. Eye-catching is that OLED screen that shows the delivered power of the power supply in real time. With the ever-growing popularity of efficient and silent power supplies, this is a fully modular unit, one huge 12V rails. ASUS has an excellent offering with the THOR power supplies. Their problem, however, is that there is no need for a 1200 watt model. Sure, last year there was a spike in super high efficiency power supplies over a kilowatt, but that was for the cryptocurrency mining farms. And trust me, these guys did not care about a good looking product. So, what I am trying to say here is that really, I am steering you towards the 850 watt model, as that one makes sense in this year and age. The DIY PC over the years has seen the trend of energy efficiency, and as such the requirements of a modern PC have gotten way lower. Any Crossfire or SLI set upon a high-end processor with a tweak or two will be fine with that 850 watt model. Acoustics: the THOR series is a really silent product. The PSU has seen modest tweaks with better, more internal heatsinks. When you flick that passive button, you'll be hard-pressed to see the fan spin up, as it needs a lot of load for a long time for that to happen. As with any power supply, half the maximum load rating is the point of equilibrium, the sweet spot where it'll be the most efficient, and in this case that is 94% efficiency, at 230 volts. As such, the 300-450 watt range is actually a sweet spot, as your average gaming PC with one dedicated, yet high-end, graphics card would consume roughly that during a hefty gaming session. Again, why I recommend the 850 watt model over the 1200 watt one. So, let's assume 175 watts for the GPU plus 100 watts for CPU and cooling, and then add to that the MOBO chipset and your connected devices. So how much money do you actually save each year if you have a gaming PC compared top all these efficiency certifications? Well, Let's create a showcase. Ranging from bronze to platinum, you can buy more efficient power supplies. Over the years, it has become a bit of a marketing thing, really, as differences a few percents really is the margin what we are talking about here. That's also the same percentual difference in your electric bill. So above you can see a quick chart I created. Let's say you game 3 hours per day, 5 days a week for a full year. During gaming, you'll consume 350 watts and then add the inefficiency loss. 350 watts equals a fairly high-end setup with perhaps a bit of overclocking, right? We assume you pay 20 cents for each kWh of energy, the average going rate in the EU. As you can see, from bronze to platinum the difference really is to give or take €6 at best for over 1,000 hours of gaming. That's €6 USD for a full year calculation. Overall, my generic advice is to go with silver or gold if priced nicely. The platinum power supplies often carry a price premium. I do want to state though that efficiency also says something about internal build quality. Follow your instinct, I'd say. Now, this chart was based on gaming, of course. If you'd have your PC active 24/7, you'll want an efficient as possible PSU to save on energy consumption. The PSU looks fantastic, by the way, but do people really care about that for a PSU that often is tucked and hidden away? I don't know. I do like the OLED screen showing real-time power consumption and the RGB LEDs. These two, however, add likely 10-15 watts on average when enabled. Keep that in mind. We love the fact that ASUS included partial sleeved cabling. That is an expensive feature and most primary cables in the vicinity all come sleeved. Very nice. The rest of the cables are delivered in a dark black coating including all dark connectors, which is nice to see. Modular designs are the way to go. You use what you need in terms of wiring, keeping the innards clean and tidy, plain and simple. And overall it is a great looking power supply, albeit the RGB ROG logo is getting a little too visual if you stick it everywhere. One last remark, the OLED screen for some might be on the wrong position. Not an issue as you can reverse the PSU, of course, upside down, but mounted at the bottom of the PC the fan then point upwards, which is far from ideal. Stability wise we have very little, actually nothing to complain about. Voltages remain to drop dead and sink. But we'll trust that some other reviews will offer you some ripple tests, yet have no doubt the product will come out totally clean as this is an enhanced Seasonic Prime. Kick-ass is obviously massive 12 volts/100A rail. The tested 1200 watts model has enough power to handle a handful of high-end graphics cards. Realistically, for a PC with a single graphics card, a 650 or 750 model would likely be better suited as a recommendation. If you are an overclocker, tweaker, leave some reserve and go with the 850 watts model. Right, is platinum needed? No, not really. Gold is the new sweet spot in efficiency. I mean platinum, titanium offer merely a few percents more on efficiency, whereas a gold spexed PSU is very efficient and more affordable. You also need to look at the workload. Platinum makes sense if your PC runs 24/7. But if you game a couple of hours per day, it all becomes very trivial and almost irrelevant. We have no doubt about the quality, stability, and efficiency of this PSU series though. It really performs spot on where it needs to be. Nice to see is the 10 years warranty. A little lame, however, is that the RGB implementation and OLED screen only get 3 years. I stated it, 1200 watts for a gaming PSU makes no sense anymore in the year 2018-2019. Ergo, if you are in the market for the THOR, please do select the 850 watt model and save yourself some money. Talking about money, I expected the prices to be worse. The 1200 watts model you can spot for $329 USD and the 850 watt model can be spotted at your $229 For a PSU of this class, silence and with the aesthetic RGB, OLED and sleeved cabling, that's simply not a bad deal. Remember though, on the RGB stuff, you'll need a compatible ASUS motherboard with ORA support as well to be able to control it. For a gamer, gaming a few hours per day, you need to wonder if you need a platinum or even titanium power supply, as the price premium might be weighing more than what it will cost you in energy. Looking at it from the other side, the less power you consume the better, of course. We like the fact that the PSU has a 10-year warranty, however, the OLED screen and RGB implementation are covered for just 3 years. I do find that a little silly. Overall though, we cannot complain at all, as the power supply is super silent and efficient combined with terrific looks. The icing on top of the cake is the sleeved cabling, of course. In the end, though, it is just a power supply, albeit a damn good and nice one.